All right, needless to say, I'm a big Shrek fan. I love Shrek. I love Shrek 1, Shrek 2, Shrek 4. I love the Shrek movies. No, get out of here. Go away. We don't like you. So I love Shrek 2 more than all of the other Shrek movies combined. I love it more than The Last Wish. I love it more than Shrek Forever After. I even love it more than the first one. And I know that might be a bit of a controversial statement in some areas, but I really think that the movie is just strictly, just simply better on every level. And one of those levels would include soundtracks. Now, a good soundtrack can really make or break a good movie. For one thing, you've got What's Up Danger really establishing Miles Morales into the Spider-Verse, taking his jump into the leap of faith, and really diving deep into his personal Spider-Man self. And then on the other hand, you've got Live and Let Die from Shrek the Third. I told you go away. Then you've got Live and Let Die from Shrek the Third, which is a Bond song that they sing during the funeral of the Frog King. I don't like Shrek the Third. I'm gonna talk about that movie one day, probably, unfortunately. But for now, we're gonna talk about a good Shrek movie, Shrek 2, 2004. Honestly, God tier movie, S tier, S plus tier movie, honestly. It's the perfect sequel and it holds up so well. Now, the soundtrack to Shrek 2 is one of my favorites. It might be just as iconic as the first one. You know, you got All Star, you got your Hallelujahs, you got your, I think it's called My Monster and Me or something like that. You got I'm a Believer. You got some really good Shrek songs. And then you got Shrek 2, which I would argue is even better. Almost all of the songs on here all pertain to the story in a meaningful and impactful way that further enhance the story, which is exactly what a good soundtrack is supposed to do. So I've made a tier list here, and we are going to be ranking every song from the movie, excluding credit songs or anything, and just instrumentals. I'm talking about the pop culture songs, because that is what makes Shrek Shrek. There is no Shrek without All Star by Smash Mouth. There is no Shrek without the Hallelujah scene in all of the Shrek movies, where he's sad and alone and is about to lose all the good things in his life. Shout out Schaefer Ellis Productions. So I've taken all of the songs from Shrek 2, and I put them on a tier list where I'm going to be ranking them, and I gave them some pretty interesting names, to say the least. So in place of S tier, we've got Certified Ogre Banger. So this is just like the top tier, just like the best of the best. Then you got Based Onion, which is it's good, it's A tier, it's pretty good. I would listen to it even if it wasn't on the soundtrack, Then we got Dragon Level. It's average, it's okay, it doesn't hurt it, but it doesn't help it. We've got Prince Charming Level, which is, it's not B tier like Dragon, but it is C tier, and it's not great. C for Charming, there you go. It's like C tier, it's not great, but it's not terrible. And then of course we've got Shrek the Third Level BS. I don't think any of them are going to fall in that category, but I just really want to further emphasize that I don't like that. Get the hell out of here! So the songs in question that we are going to be talking about today are Accidentally in Love, Little Drop of Poison, Ever Fallen in Love, Funky Town, Holding Out for a Hero, Livin' La Vida Loca, I Need Some Sleep, and People Ain't No Good. Now, I will tell you what part of the movie they're from in case you don't remember, or in case you haven't seen it in a long time. I'll explain why it fits into the scene so well, into the film, and I'll explain what part it is and why it, enhances the further viewing experience. So if you like this and if you want more Shrek-related content, I have no problem doing that. I love Shrek. So I've got a lot of reasons, genuine reasons why I love Shrek. And then I love it ironically too. But we're going to be just talking about Shrek 2's soundtrack, and I suppose we should just get into it. So like, subscribe, and comment what you want to see from me again. I'm trying out a lot of different things right now. I am really, really just trying to make time to make videos whenever I can, but it's not easy. So I'm happy to get this one out to you guys, and let's go ahead and get right on into it. So the first one we're going to be talking about is, as I said, Accidentally in Love. Now this is at the very beginning after Prince Charming goes to rescue Fiona in the tower and finds the big bad wolf, and he's like, she's on her honeymoon. Honeymoon? With whom? And then it cuts to Shrek and Fiona on honeymoon, and Accidentally in Love starts playing to establish that they are in love, and it is perfect for them because they were accidentally in love. I mean, if you remember the first film, they weren't even supposed to meet. but because of Farquaad putting the fairy tale creatures on his land, he ended up meeting her and falling in love with her and having a great life with her. So this really sets a joyful and playful tone during the honeymoon montage, and it's a real good, like a feel-good opening moment that immediately draws in viewers into the overall story. So honestly, I'm gonna put it in A tier, which is Based Onion, Accidentally in Love. It's very iconic too. I love it. It's very catchy. Up next is Little Drop of Poison. I love songs that establish settings. In this one, the Little Drop of Poison is, I think, what's it called? The Poison Apple, where all the villains hang out in like the bar where there's like drinks and there's pool tables and there's like giant trees that are evil and the one-eyed dude and of course the legendary Larry King's Doris. Who doesn't love Doris? Now, I really like this song. I think that it fits really well. It's whenever the king first goes in there and it introduces the poison apple to the audience, and that's where he goes to meet Puss in Boots to hire him as a bounty hunter for Shrek, and so on and so forth. Little Drop of Poison really fits the mood and environment here of the poison apple just honestly seamlessly. It's really good. It adds a gritty noir vibe. I don't really know if that's the right word, but it sounds right. So I think it adds that to the scene, and it may not be emotionally impactful or as iconic as Holding Out for a Hero. We'll get to that. It definitely excels in creating an atmospheric backdrop for the introduction of the seedy fairy tale underworld of the villains and stuff. And this is a way better version than Shrek the Third. I told you to get out of this house. You are not welcome. I really think it's really good, and it's really fitting for the scene. I am going to put it at B tier dragon level. It's a good expositional song for the setting that they go into, but it's not really memorable. It's kind of short, and it's really just an introductory point, which is not bad, but I can't realistically rank it above songs like Holding Out for a Hero or Accidentally in Love. I just think that it's good, and that's about it. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention, Accidentally in Love is by Counting Crows, and Little Drop of Poison is by Tom Waits. That is a strange last name, but fair enough. I forgot to give credit to the artist for this, so yep, there you go. Up next is unironically one of my favorite songs for absolutely no reason at all, Ever Fallen in Love by Pete Yorn. I don't know why I love this. I love action chase scenes, and if you remember from Shrek 2, this is the part where Shrek, Donkey, and Puss go into Fairy Godmother's factory and they steal the potion and they're trying to like avoid and evade all the workers. They're trying to escape. There's a bunch of like, they go around like on that one thing, I don't remember what it's called, but they go through a bunch of obstacles and stuff, and it's just, it really fits it, and I just think it's a really good song from the chase scene, and I think it fits perfectly. And it also, the story is very love-centric, so it does relate to it in some way. It's not like it's just a throwaway song. So for that, I'm going to put it in what would be considered A tier. We're going to put that in Based Onion, right next to Accidentally in Love. Hell yeah. And who could forget Funky Town? That's right, Funky Town, by Lips Inc. Is it just me, or have I never heard of any of these artists before? I mean, they seem like, I mean, this did come out in 2004, so maybe, I don't know. Funky Town. Honestly, a quirky and upbeat track that complements the glamorous arrival in Far, Far Away. It's so good. It's like, it's a whole new environment, it's naturally set in, and Funky Town just really has that upbeat, like yeah, we're arriving in this city-like place compared to like where we were at in the last movie with castles and swamps. Now we're in a kingdom, like a city. It's really cool. It's fun and it fits the scene's tone perfectly. It does lack emotional depth, but I don't think it needed emotional depth in this moment. But I am going to put it in what would be B tier, which is dragon level. I am so glad I get to talk about this. Jennifer Saunders, Holding Out for a Hero. Not the one from Footloose. Not the one from Footloose. I haven't even seen Footloose, but I don't care. I know it's not as good because this exists. And no, the Mario movie should not have had it in there. Why did you have it in there? Nothing will top the Shrek 2 version. I don't care. Look, dude, I don't even know what to say. This is the part in the movie where Shrek and all the fairy tale creatures, they all go in and storm the castle in an epic scene to just absolutely, like, they just absolutely destroy the guards. They like rush through the castle. It has, oh my god, the instrumentals, the score, the vocals. This entire cover is just amazing. It's epic, it's iconic, it's perfectly synced with the action-packed storming of the castle. The performance enhances the stakes and delivers one of the most memorable moments, not only in Shrek 2, actually it is the most memorable moment in Shrek 2, I will stand by that, but also one of the most memorable Shrek moments in any Shrek movie and any DreamWorks movie. This is what animation is all about. This isn't something that can be easily replicated in live action. This is why I love animation. So for this reason, Holding Out for a Hero is on S tier, certified ogre banger. Now this one's a bit different. This is obviously not their song, but it's a cover of the song, Livin, Loca, Eddie Murphy and Antonio Banderas. So this is the end credit scene. This is what made Shark Tale have an end credit scene, where they're like dancing to some pop culture song, and it really wasn't good. However, Livin' La Vida Loca was actually really good. It's a lively and comedic song that works well for the celebratory finale, and it's a fun and energetic song where Antonio Banderas and Eddie Murphy have really good vocal chemistry on this one, and like I said, it's fun and energetic, but it does lack some weight and memorability, and it's really just a, sign-off song, like, hey, this is the last song, so let's have a dance party celebration, which it did well, but I can't realistically rank it any higher than C tier Prince level charming. It's not bad by any means, but it would be on D tier strictly because it just isn't the same. I can't say it's bad like Shrek the Third level BS, but I can't put it above Little Drop of Poison or Funky Town. It just, those two establish settings so well, where this one is just kind of a celebratory moment. I Need Some Sleep by the Eels, something I, a college student, can relate to heavily. Look, this one's actually pretty good. I like this one a lot. It's not my favorite of the bunch. It's a poignant and introspective song that highlights Shrek's self-doubt and insecurity. It's emotional and all that, but it does kind of lack something. It lacks something compared to the top tracks like Holding Out for a Hero. So it's good for what it is, but honestly, I can't really rank it too high. I do think it's better than Livin' La Vida Loca, because this one is, this one is also when Shrek and Fiona are in bed, and Shrek is realizing he's not fitting in. He isn't what he knows he isn't what the king and queen want, what the kingdom wants. He is going back to his ogre roots of feeling unwanted and unloved, even though he's got Shrek Donkey, and now, not until this point, but Puss eventually, and the kids eventually, he's realizing that he isn't what they want, even though he knew that all along. And he's struggling with that because he wants to be that for Fiona, and he wants to be that for her family because of how much he loves Fiona. You know what? What did I put it at? You know what? I was gonna put it in B tier, Dragon level, but honestly, this is A tier. This is Based Onion. It's a really good song for the setting. It's not a song that I would listen to like in the car, but it's definitely a good song for the story that really works. And finally, People Ain't No Good by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. This is whenever Shrek realizes that he thinks that Fiona's fallen for Prince Charming. Once they take the human potion, she thinks that Charming is Shrek and he has no chance, and Fairy Godmother gets in his head. Him, the now horse, Donkey, and Puss in Boots go to the poison apple, and they just kind of sulk and drink. And Doris makes this amazing joke.
Hey, why the long face?
Yeah, I like this song. I think it's good. I think that it's good for the Hallelujah sequence where Shrek is, you know, about to lose everything that he had. It's a somber track that reflects Shrek's feelings of rejection and isolation, and while it is fitting, it doesn't stand out as much as the iconic songs like I Need a Hero. Or Holding Out for a Hero. I really need to stop comparing every song to that because nothing's gonna live up to it. However, I like it. I'm gonna put it on Dragon level, which would be C tier, and that is it. So that's my list of the ranking for Shrek 2's soundtrack. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you have put in different categories, or if you put it the same. Let me know. And if you have a differing opinion, that's okay. I understand that some people are gonna have Holding Out for a Hero up here. Some people are gonna have Livin, Vide, Loca up here, and then Holding Out for a Hero will be down here. That's okay. It's okay to have your opinions, even if you're wrong. So yeah, that's this one. I plan to make more Shrek videos. I've got another one I'm planning to do right after this one. But yeah, I think that this is a pretty decent list. And yeah, let me know what you think. So new videos coming soon. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys later.
Donkey.